Photography and videography tell stories beyond words, capturing moments that define our lives. Today, we will meet two creators, Dylan, a professional photographer and the champion of the 2023 Sony World Photography Awards Youth Group.
Photography have taught me the art of observation and changed how I construct my understanding of the world.
And Frank, a videographer preserving life's the most precious memories.
I can see their love story. Sometimes it's pretty touching to me, and something that can shock me as I don't really have experiences about it, and uh, I just feel like it's something that I never heard of.
So let's start with Dylan and hear his story.
My name's Dylan and I'm 18 now and I'm a student in China and learned photography and art and design.
So when did you become interested in photography and what inspired you to start taking photos?
Oh, that's quite interesting. I became interested in photography during my second year of the mid school. I remember that was a school sports meeting and heard about the clicking of a shutter, just like a machine gun, and that sound inspired me and has stayed with me ever since. And my father gave me a $200 secondary camera, a used camera, and I started my life of the photography.
What stories and inspirations are there behind your award-winning work?
The inspiration behind my award winning work stems from what I always said, a sense of disappointed. The COVID-19 changed our life deeply, and I think that's a moment I should take shots.
So what do you value most in the creative process? Is it light and shadow compositions or conveying emotions?
Beyond the technology skills, camera equipment, and what I value the most is myself as a creator. I always think the person's abilities are deeply embedded in some in their mind and are shaped by their first half of their life. I often shot purely out of the intensity. When my feelings come out, I take a shot. That's why I'm been using the program mode, the P mode for my recent works. It's a reflection of trust in myself's mind.
Turning to Frank, compared to Dela's photography ability, he focuses more on shooting videos and is more inclined to business.
So my name's Frank. I'm currently managing a photography company. We offer videography and photography services for events, weddings, and portraits. So my age is 20 years old right now.
How did you get started in wedding and conference video shooting? What attracted you to in this industry?
Yeah, so that's pretty interesting. I was a hobbyist since I was grade 9. So that's kind of how I got started into doing photography and videos and get the cameras on hand. With kind of years of being a hobbyist, of practicing and discovering in, different areas, I got the basic skills and helped me to succeed in doing professional photography and videography. Then just by coincidence, one time, my work posted on Instagram was bought by a big firm. It's called BC Ferries, and they said that they want to use my photos for their marketing purposes, and they offered me 2 vouchers to Vancouver Island. Um, that was worth like $300 at that time. But for me, when I didn't really have any experience of this stuff happening when I was in high school, I was pretty thrilled and I was happy that my work was recognized.
So, is there a shooting experience that is particularly touching or impressive?
Well, I would say there was a wedding, um, or for many weddings, I can see their love story. Sometimes it's pretty touching to me, and something that can shock me as I don't really have experiences about it, and uh, I just feel like it's something that I never heard of. For example, someone they are, you know, they've just been together for like 2 months or 3 months, and they are marrying. So it's pretty impressive to hear their stories and know those people.
So, what is the meaning you feel when recording important moments in other people's lives?
Will you say that what meaning I feel about like recording important moments? I would say I'm really honored to be there to participate like a totally stranger's event. That's something pretty interesting, and the great trust they gave to me to let me capture their most memorable moments. That's something truly precious.
So, I'm comparing photographer and videographer, and I have some same questions for them. Let's see how two creators in different fields respond. How do you think your work connect with audience?
I have a website. I show my work over there. So it's a portfolio that filled with all kinds of event photos and videos. So they are the audiences as well for people who visiting my website. When they come to my website, they see some event photos or videos that are totally not wisdom. Like, I mean, they don't know what is the event and they've never been there. But they use those photos or videos as reference to see how I can perform in their own events.
I think the connection comes from the audience's personal culture and life experience, which interacts with my photos. It is a link between their timeline and the moment captured in my image, a dialogue between time and time.
How has photography or video work affected your life? What new insights has it given you about life?
As a hobbyist, I would say photography and video work kind of, gave me something to do and something I want to pursue, right? But becoming a professional, it's kind of my job, right? So I don't do as many work for fun as before. That's something I'm sad to say because I was totally like someone enthusiastic on shooting photos and videos. But right now, I'm more like using it as a tool to make money, to do work. It's sad to say the change.
I think the photography tell me the ways of seeing. Like when I see the things or people or some artwork, I will think how the creator or artist frame use the boundaries or shape or line or dots or other elements of art to create a frame to let people to go into their mind. What is the photos relevant with the science or photography with science? It tells me the way to understand the world, like by others new ways.
At the end, I want to use the words that both of them said at the beginning of the story. It is really interesting. Of course, we can realize that they are different, but the same thing is that through the lens, the creators not only record a moment but also convey emotions. Whether it is artistic creation or daily record, they are using the lens to tell their own stories.